r/AskReddit by Reddithood. What was that juicy hometown high school rumor that turned out to be true? NSFW. Everyone was always talking about how the pre-calculus teacher and the algebra teacher were screwing around. They were both married. But students would see them smiling at each other. Even kissing in the halls. Turns out they were married to each other. She just kept her maiden name. I didn't find out till a few years later when I saw him on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they knew about the rumors and specifically said nothing to dispel them for its and giggles. That a 7th grader was bringing vodka in a water bottle and would drink it throughout the day. Yeah, turns out she brought 5 and got alcohol poisoning and had to be rushed to the hospital. The head high school principal was screwing a cheerleader and her mom while his wife was pregnant. He was asked to resign. He left and became the superintendent of another county. That the vice principal was cheating on his terminally ill wife with the cheerleading coach. It was true and everyone knew. He got promoted to principal. Moved his office to the conference room in the library. Conveniently and simultaneously. The cheerleading coach became the librarian. Barf. Male history teacher was having sex with, fooling around with, and videotaping female students that were below legal age. He's in jail now. The star basketball player was into younger girls. Let's be painfully explicit here. The guy was ripped. He was Shaq foot 10. And probably at least a head taller than anyone at our school. He was white. But tanned like a glazed onion. Girls would be all over him like moths to the Salt Street lamp in a dark neighborhood. Freshman and sophomore year he dated around. But junior and senior year he went exclusively for the freshmen. And as some of us noted, they were the younger looking freshmen. Word got around that the guy was using steroids. Never proven, and apparently tested. So possibly wrong. But some guys used to say he likes little girls because he has a little dick. I never really believed it. His last girlfriend in high school ended up being this Asian girl who went to Harvard for medicine or summit. And he went off with his basketball scholarship to university. He was always cool, calm, and colleged. And he was just sweet. No way would he be messing around with younger girls. Then one of my friends called me from high school, when we were around 25, and told me to look him up. Lo and behold, he had a pretty little mugshot after distributing child pornography. The guy could have been drowning in pink. Living in the puss, he could have been ducking Tom Brady's ducking wife. It's unbelievable to me. But it turned out to be true. When I was 13 years old, a girl and a boy from my class stopped going to school for some days. As silly kids as we were, we started joking that they were getting together to make babies and ended up missing the classes. The boy was just sick. The girl was actually pregnant. That the theater kids would use the woman's bathroom in the theater to have sex. Turned out it was true when a teacher walked in on a couple going at it on the sink. They ended up locking the theater bathrooms during the day and only opened them for performances. It sucked because those bathrooms were nicer and quieter than the other ones. There was a rumor that our AP economics teacher was having an affair with our married AP US history teacher. Rumor only grew steam when she filed for divorce just before graduation. 2 years after I graduated, my friend who worked at a daycare texted me a picture of the two of them dropping off her two kids. There were rumors that a mystery kid was pooping in the janitor's closets. Everyone thought it was a stupid rumor until the principal made an announcement about it. They never caught the kid. But a few years later I found out who it was. It turned out to be a friend of mine. I wasn't shocked. This kid was strange. You could dare him to do anything and he would do it. He once ate part of a dissected frog on a dare. Another time he almost chugged bleach but the teacher stopped him. TLDR, I was unknowingly friends with the mad pooper. One of the popular jarhead class clown types was accused of sexual assault on the bustiest girl at the school for biting her left tit. 18-year-old guy gets caught fingerblasting a 14-year-old in the upstairs hallway. For a whole 2 months or so no one was allowed upstairs during lunch. This happened last year. And this year all of the lockers and classes are moved downstairs. In high school my chemistry teacher came in high on acid. He ended up army crawling all the way down to the main office where the cops were called. School beauty pageant. Underdog big girl gets crowned. It was very after school special. However, it turned out that this happened. The winner's mom walked in on the judges saying that her daughter wasn't pageant material, freaked out and started crying. Accused the judges of being sized, and somehow managed to convince them crown her daughter anyway. The daughter found out and voluntarily gave back the crown to the runner-up who was the actual winner. It was pretty humiliating for all involved. Coach having an affair with a student. He got fired and she transferred schools. 2 students having sex in the back of the school bus resulting in boys having to sit on one side and girls on the other forever. 2 students having sex in the bathroom next to the gym. So many pregnancies. Like a disproportionate amount based on our school size. Kid goes to jail for armed robbery for 30 days but only does the weekends because he comes from a good family. Co-salutatorians because the original salutatorian was caught cheating on an honors course and had the honors credit taken away. I went to a really small school. So it's funny that there are this many. My hometown had problems. The super smart girl who got into all the top schools was so depressed at an Ivy League because she was no longer the smartest person and had to drop out after 1 semester. It was a big deal because she scored an almost perfect SAT score and was the first in our high school to go there. A guy in my year in secondary school, high school time, had sex in a McDonald's bathroom and stuck it up the wrong hole causing the girl to bleed everywhere. Wasn't really much of a rumor since he confirmed it about 2 days after it went around the year. The head pom. Who would go down on literally any football player. Had a pregnancy scare. Failed 12th grade English and moved to a different county to not face the small town shame of being the only member of a senior class to not graduate. When my boyfriend was in high school there was a sub there who was subbing while finishing college whose mom had been a teacher at the school for years. This girl eventually ends up ducking half the football team and has pictures of her tits going around. They let her resign instead of pressing charges. I'm assuming because of her mom being there for so long and because some of the students were of age. So a couple of weeks ago we hired a new attorney at the law firm I work for. It's her. People thought our vice principal was banging one of the security officers. Eventually we found out he left his wife and they started dating. So that was true. Another was that people suspected that our resource officer was a pothead. For anyone that doesn't know, our resource officer is an actual police officer with the city and not a regular security guard. Well, my buddy is a recovering drug addict. He apparently was selling weed to the officer back in high school. Not many people knew about that one though.